But what you want to do is just go down farther and become a specialist in something. So what they did was they chose the market that was going after people who were tired with their lawyers. While we were contacting these people, the attorneys didn't like Musselman, Papin and Cross. Why wouldn't attorneys like a mediation firm? What's your feelings on that? Why would they not like them? It's all about the money. It's always about the money. And they were saying, you know what? We got to get rid of these guys. So they tried to squelch them out. But they went after just that one market of people who had a bad experience with lawyers. Turn the page over. Oh, here's your assignment. You got to fill out your assignment. What markets you sell to, so I already had you do that. But now I want you to kind of choose one today. Jen, I'm going to go around the room right now and pick on you individually one at a time. Jared, tell them what you sell. I've known Jared for a while when he was with Hedgehog. That's it. You're now on your own with Groove. Love the name.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you do?
The simple answer is, if it's printed and not a newspaper, I do it.
He prints out anything. You ought to see that. Oh, no, I don't have the tattoo anymore, but he'll print on anything. Okay, I want you to choose a market and choose the market that you're going to go after. This is kind of like a confession type of thing. Who are you going to go after? Who's the one market that you can go after? And if you want to pass, I'm going to come back to you.
I don't know if this is a good answer, but I want companies who sell a product that has an owner's manual.
Is there anything wrong with that? How many of you have some kind of an owner's manual? I know you guys do.
Yeah.
Why do you want them?
Because that's a consumable printed product.
What's the problem that people face when they want to print a consumer owner's manual? What do they want? What do they want? Why do you want that market? Is it like more than one page, first of all?
Yeah. Usually it's substantial depending on the product that the owner's manual is for.
Okay.
And some of my best customers, and it doesn't have to be an owner's manual, but my best customers, something printed is part of what they sell. So if they're selling their product, they're selling my product.
Okay. Did anybody know that? Nobody knew it because it's very specialized. My point is this, and picking on you right now, is you've come down this funnel and you go into a very specialized market. How many people in your target area couldn't buy from you? How many suspects do you think you really have? And by the way, you see his body language. This is a tough thing. And by the way, I do this because if you can't reach him, you can't sell him. If you don't have a list of people, by the way, you can get lists of about anything here. We're going to talk about profiling your clients in just a minute. I'm going to skip you, Jim. No, I'm not. Jim, who are you going after? You're not going to get off that easy.
I'm going after every one of these people in here.
What do you want from them? What do they want?
What do they want? They want to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, Jan, you're a commercial girl now. Just in theory only. I know it's very hard to get rid of residential and government stuff like that. Our yarn lady, this is interesting. What are you going to do?
I probably need to be looking at my age 50 plus
Okay.
women that are interested in crafting.
See, this is wonderful. You know why this is wonderful? Now you can talk their language. I believe that you know everything about yarn. I really, really think that you know that. The more you know about that particular person, they're going to feel understood. The price is not going to be the issue. I don't care if sales are going down. Okay, people are going to come to you because they feel, you know, this lady really understands me. Someday you'll be 50 plus, and then you can start really, but you can understand them. Okay, well, you're going to get there. Ellen, what do you? Oh, you're kind of my wayward child in here, my prodigal daughter. What are you going to do when you grow up?
I'm still working.
Are you looking for an opportunity in life? See, the situation with you, you've got to figure out what opportunity you're looking for. When I graduated from BYU in 1983, I knew I wanted to work in newspapers, and I had tons of experience in newspapers. I created a resume. It was 11 by 17, 2 sheets, folded in half. Front cover was a picture of Peter Brooks in a boxing stance. I hired a professional photographer. Put this well-rounded advertising contender into your ring. They opened it up. It was full of good stuff. It was well laid out. I had a logo on the back. I had references. I mailed it out to 100 people, and 100 for 100 knew that it came from me. Because why? I was different. Most resumes are created in Word. This one was all about what they wanted to hear, and they wanted somebody who knew advertising to sell advertising space for newspapers. Economy was bad. I went down to Southern California, interviewed with the newspaper. I opened up the door, and the guy was standing there in a boxing stance. Really, he didn't hire me, but it made me feel good that there was a connection. What are you going to do? See, you got to think about these things. What market are you going to go after?
I've been pushing a few different directions.
Name one. Okay, let's say that a wonderful thing happened to you and you were going to get offered the wonderful opportunity in life. Where would that be? What would it be? Do I sound like a marketing Tony Robbins a little bit? Just where would you be? Or Zig Ziglar, right? I love him too.
Well, I just tried to go after something yesterday that deals with running vacation homes, that kind of stuff.
Does that turn you on? Does that really get you excited?
It kind of does.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. I'll come back to you in a minute. Gordon?
I'm looking, if I'm going to focus, I'm going to look for a primary care patient.
How do you find those kind of people?
Word of mouth.
Okay, so they exist. Tamara? We're choosing one market. What is your market that you think you ought to go after?
This first time ever, people that walk through our door come into our urgent care, and now we want to make them so that we are their medical place.
Those are wonderful. Those are wonderful. I got to pause and draw you another picture really quick. I love this board. This board never erases. This is the eternal board, right?
That's what I was struggling with.
I view marketing as a stair-step process. I view it as a going up the staircase. And by the way, this one thing kind of changed my whole philosophy about marketing and stuff like that. Down here, you have your suspects. You have those people that could buy, of course, and you move them up to prospects. You want them to get to buy once. Tamara, I'm talking to you. You want them to get buy once. That's the one-time buy. You want to turn them into a client.
Yes.
Okay? And that's wonderful. A lot of times we make the mistake of trying to go from suspect to client in one fell step. That's not my system at all. My system is, let's just get them moving up the right direction. And you dang well better know what your sales process is. You got to know exactly what it takes to get that ideal person here. And that's why I'm picking on you, Ellen, a little bit here, because you got to know exactly who you're going after. Right now, you're like all of us. I'll take any kind of client right now. I mean, we all do. Russell, you too. I mean, we just do. If somebody comes out of the sky, we'll talk to them. I should take my own medicine and go after a client who meets this particular criteria. Mark, we're going to talk more about this. What is the one thing you're going after?
Leaders of organizations that want their internal culture better.
And what is the problem? What's a bad internal culture?
Staff infighting, non-continuity of communication from leadership to staff.
You just chose two markets. I want you to choose one, okay? So there are different problems there, and your marketing pieces need to talk to just that one problem, which is good. You've got multiple problems. That's wonderful. That's good. So, okay, our magazine guy.
Yeah, Doctors with offices downtown.
That's not in your trading area.
But they're more local to where the magazine is distributed.
And you want them to advertise in your particular publication.
Yeah.
You don't charge any fees for people to get the Salt magazine, correct? $4,000 a month or a quarter?
$4,000 a month.
And have you not been focusing on those people? I think you already have.
We have some, but we'd like more.
I know you a little bit. I know your industry a little bit. How come you're not going after mom and pop restaurants?
That's another industry.
Don't answer the question. This is a good question for you.
Yeah.
It all comes down to one thing. Why are you going after doctors?
They have budgets and they can educate them.
Did you guys hear that? It's really always about the money. You want to go after. This is a tough thing to do sometimes. Do I go after the low-hanging fruit, which might be easy people, or do I go after the high-hanging fruit? You want to go after high-hanging fruit that have a little more money. You know, it's kind of a grid there and stuff like that. Who's your market?
Anybody that has a small to medium dog that likes to wear clothes.
The owner? Oh, the dog. Oh, okay. Now, that'd be a really interesting market if you're going after nudist dog owners.
Well, they have matching outfits, the owner and the
You have, as I go down my little pyramid down here, you are right down here. First of all, the number one dog in America is not puny. It's the Labrador, is that correct? Is that correct? You don't really care. Do you know why she doesn't care? Because she's only going after a little cute little... What's that? See, that's good. See, that's good. Here's the question of the day. How far do you sell your clothes? Are you online and can sell to all over the nation?
I have some in a store in
Do you have a store?
They.
Oh, somebody's.
Selling them at a store.
How many retail locations do you have?
None. Right now,
How many are
I
you
sell them
selling through? Not that you own, but that you distribute through.
one right now.
Okay. Another show you guys have got to watch. You got to watch The Prophet. You ever seen The Prophet? Love the show. And you got to watch Shark Tank. It's a great show because it's asking really questions. Here's the question for you, just to put you on the spot here. How many dogs are there of that caliber, that size?
I don't have exact numbers.
How many sizes of outfits do you have to have? You're in the clothing industry of dogs, yes? Do you sell other things besides clothing?
I will be selling dog treats.
Okay.
Not yet.
Wait. Okay, how long have you been in business?
I started it 3 years ago.
How is sales going up or down?
It's my part-time job, so it's right here.
Okay, so it's kind of at a flat and stuff. What you may want to consider doing is, how many sizes of outfits does it take? Is there like small, medium, and large?
Teacup, extra, extra small, small. I'll probably only go to medium, so 5.
So I don't know enough about your industry, so I'm playing 20 questions with you right now. If there were 1 million dogs that were in the teacup size, I'd be the teacup lady. Does that make sense? Do you know the numbers of each of those sizes? How many dogs could fit the teacup size? That's my question. Yeah, this is interesting to think about. Do you see what I'm doing to her right now? She's really got 5 markets she's going after at the same time. They're 5 different sizes. They're still small dogs, but maybe you become just one of those. Again, I don't know enough about to tell you, hey, just do this size or not do this size, but you are very good about your selection. How do you reach these people, by the way? I'm just curious.
Boutiques. I'm at the point now where I need to make a list of all the doggy daycares, veterinarians.
So you go door to door in selling.
That's what I need to do.
Okay.
I've got all my inventory. I'm ready to do that.
Okay. I'm going to go back to my philosophy here and what I was talking about at the very beginning. I believe that, but it's not picking on you, it's everybody now, okay? So I believe that marketing is an investment, meaning when you put money in it, it's like a vending machine. When you put money in a vending machine, about 9 times out of 10 or even more, something's going to come out and you've got pay. You put marketing money in, benefit comes out. A lot of you are treating it like Vegas. I don't know if they do that anymore. I think it's just touch now, isn't it? My kid wanted to go there for the first time when he was 21, and I said, I gave him $5, and he says, that was the biggest waste of time. So maybe I just don't know how to do it. I don't know. No, you don't. It's not. It shouldn't be a gamble, guys. It shouldn't be like, I'm going to put money in, and I'm going to. It worked. It doesn't work. If you view marketing as an investment, then you will spend money on marketing. And I am kind of encouraging you to do that. I know your mind in here. All of you want to spend your money on nothing. You don't want to spend any money on marketing. You want to have a Facebook page that people just flock to. You want a website that you're getting hits and hits and hits after. Of course we all want that. But if you're spending money on marketing, then you're a genius. It cracks me up when somebody comes to me and says, my marketing budget is 0. Do you know what that tells me? That means that either A, your marketing's not working, or B, you don't believe in marketing. If you were going to spend $100 on marketing and make $200, why wouldn't you continue to put money into that vending machine that kept on putting people out? There's a lot of ways of selling. We're going to talk about the media in just a minute on how you can reach people. The personal selling is my favorite, but it's very tiring. And you all do personal selling. You meet with somebody face to face, and we got to change that. Okay, I haven't gone around the room yet, and then we're going to take a break. What do you sell? Why are you here?
What do I sell while I'm here?
Yeah, Jason, talk to us. What is your one market you're going after?
So our target market is business owners that have been in business at least 3 years, 3 employees, and their gross revenue is about $300,000.
How many people? Again, I'm going to pick on you just because you raised your hand. You didn't raise your hand. I picked on you right now. How many? Do you have to do one-on-one consulting, or do you do it over the phone, or how do you do it?
We do individual coaching. We also do group coaching.
Who else is we besides you?
A business partner.
Okay, so you do individual and you do group. So it's body to body, right? It's not like I'm sending out a manual or something like that. How many people fit that definition in your target market?
There's 60,000 businesses in Utah. And so of those, all of them are big and stuff, but our target market is
okay.
at lower end.
Okay,
so small businesses.
what's that number?
I don't know what the exact number is.
I'm making you all squirm right now. You got to know these things. You got to know who's out in the water. You got to know who's out there and whatnot. What is the problem that he has if he has 60,000? By the way, it's time for you to confess your sins. What is one of the problems that you have? What is one of the problems that he has right now? 60,000 people to contact.
It's too big.
It's huge. It's huge. Yeah. How could you narrow it down even farther to even a more narrow market?
Well, one is the area we want to cover, market,
Mhm.
you know, I guess demographics know where's our map we want to look at and
Mhm.
stuff, and then how to reach out to them. So mostly I covered the south part of Salt Lake Valley.
'Kay.
This partner, Utah County.
I did you a disservice by showing you that your trading area is a trading area. A trading area really should be up here in the people that you're trying to reach, just like you guys, because you guys are just not an area. It's a mindset. It's who you're trying to reach. My advice to you and anybody else in here is that you choose a very specific market and become an expert on that. Now, I'm going to confess my sins. If I was going to choose a market and take some of my own medicine, I would go after the financial planning market. I know financial planners. I know how they think. I know what their worries are. I know about compliance. I know about the shysters out there who are taking away their business. I know how they get paid. But I like working with all kinds of businesses, so I don't take my market and I talk to everybody because I love the variety of my life. That's the same thing that you should be doing. Obey me. Don't follow me on this one, okay? And that is you need to go down a little bit farther and get it down to maybe 1,000. Now, you can identify these 1,000 people and talk the lingo. How many of you have lived in Hawaii? Who's been to Hawaii? You got to go, Jan, because you got to go visit my town of Laie, which is, I went to Kahuku High School, which is near Hauula and Punalu'u. Then I went to Ka'ava and to Kane'ohe. If you get to Honolulu, you've gone too far. That's because I can talk the kind. When I get to a local guy, I can fake the best of them out. I can call them Lolo and they don't even know it. You know, because I can talk. You know, notice the facial expressions. You got to know your market exactly that way. See, what we're trying to do is you guys are casting out a big net and say, oh man, I hope some fish swim in. I'm saying put on the mask, get on your spearfin gun and go out there and say, these are the 1,000 fish I want and I know how to get them because I know them. Remember, nobody cares about you. They care about that if you really understand their needs. If you really understand who they are. Russell, who's your one market you're going to go after now?
Small employers with 5 to 50 employees within an HR department.
Without an HR department. Is there a list like that available?
Not that I can find.
See, he's got a tough problem too. His market is also very huge, Russell. It really is big, huge. Let's forget the size of the definition there. What is a market that you could go after where you could really solve their number one problem? And what is that number one problem?
Right now, probably getting employees.
You mean hiring?
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem is they can't find the people?
They aren't there.
Okay, I still don't understand the problem. Remember my movie Big? I don't get it. What's the real problem? They don't exist, or they just can't be reached?
Right now, they don't exist. It's 3% unemployment.
Yes. How do you solve that problem?
You have to create an attractive offer to get people to leave where they're currently working and come work for them.
You poach.
It's interesting, I'm questioning him on this because one of my biggest clients is a company called Express Bill Pay, who's looking for a PHP/SLYQ developer. Do you know what that means? Matthias, you maybe do. I have no idea what PHP stands for. He can't find anybody.
Pretty hard program.
Yeah, pretty hard programming. He can't find anybody right now. And so now I'm sitting here and my antenna went up and I said, hey, I got a client who can't find anybody right now. You're talking to my pain, my friend. It's good, isn't it? What do you do, Bryce?
I work with, I counsel with technology-backed startups.
Are you, back startup?
I'm sorry, technology-based startups.
Oh, technology. Like they started and they went back. Okay.
Sorry. No,
Is that who you go?
The startups are based on high tech.
Are you different than Jim and who you're going after, and Chris and Matthias? Are you going after different people?
Well,
He's really different, you know.
He's also younger than you, so be careful. There's got to be strength in this room, and let me tell you why you wanted to make it strong. When you go after the specific person, now you can talk their lingo. I can guarantee that all of your websites are just talking to everybody. And you're hoping like, oh, you know, if I throw the net out far enough, somebody's going to kind of bite. I'm saying go out there and choose that person and say, I am the one for you. Do you remember that I drew my circle here and I said I'm going after suspects? I went after suspects in Laguna Hills who had 5 to 10 employees that had been in business for 3 years. You notice what I'm doing? Narrowing it down. The joke is that you can go after African American people in Saratoga Springs who are between the ages of 30 and 50 and find how many people? Mia love, right? The more specific you go down, the better. But an interesting point here in Utah, especially because Utah is a very, but we're going to talk about defining. You think you're off the hook. You're first.
Well, we do the same thing. I would say, since we have no shortage of people that, there's 15,000 school districts.
How many?
15,000.
How do you reach that?
Well, we do a lot of our potential customers contact us, so we have no shortage of people requesting our services. It's the closing we have a hard time with, but I'm thinking if we narrow it down, we have big clients around the nation, and we should go after immediately the school districts right next to them who are already, they share substitute teachers.
Yes. See now you're thinking, where's my staircase? Oh, here it is. You're stuck right up here. You can't get over the hump so that there'll be a customer and stuff like that. And what I'm trying to teach you right now, how many stairs do you have till you get up? What's your sales process? You think you're off the hook, don't you?
Go to the boss, we tell you.
The women run the world. I don't know if you know that. Is it okay if you talk to Jeff?
Sure.
Jeff, what's your sales process?
Well, we have a website, so people come that way. We go to shows and talk.
Okay.
In the industry.
Okay, so these are the media that you're using shows, and you got a website. What else?
Yeah, and emails. We spend a lot of time on collecting and knowing who's in the district.
Okay.
All 15,000.
So how do you get them up here? I mean, what other things do you do? These are just methods.
Yeah, we call in and we have
Okay.
materials that we send out. We talk to them. I have webinars, so we talk and try to teach them how to do it. But it's just the people we talk to maybe aren't the decision makers.
Oh.
And the people we service aren't the people we talk to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so not servicing the right people.
The HR director makes the decision with the superintendent. We might work for somebody underneath the HR director, but then they don't benefit our product. It's the substitute teacher we train. So it's a different pain. So it's their
Okay. Interesting thing too. Do you know who one of my best customers are? Is the secretary. I am a schmoozer.
Yep.
How'd you know? Oh, yep, you're agreeing in that, or yes, I'm a schmoozer. No, it's knowing exactly who can make these influences along the process right now.